Coach, can you just give us a general statement on tonight's match?
Yeah, we played poorly. Truth, we weren't ready coming out of the gate. Our mentality wasn't right. We made a couple of mistakes we haven't made in a month. They're a good team, of course, it's Charleston, but we weren't ready for the game, so that's on me. I got to look back at what we did, and we got to go back to the drawing board.
All right, Coach Sawatzky, obviously you know that you didn't have your best two attackers at Kirkland and Dorado. Did that at all hinder this team's ability to build out of pressure and play in the offensive third?
I thought Landon did a pretty good job of pressing. You know, he worked very hard against two good center backs. Landon had a great week of training. Obviously we'd love to have Josh and Luca healthy, but you know, our collective mentality tonight wasn't right. It's less about personnel and more about the group, and that's on me. I'm the coach, so I got to fix it.
When you talk about the mentality, was it just coming down to things like winning those second balls that your team usually thrive on?
Yeah, no question. We didn't get pressure on them up front the way that we normally do, and there's a knock-on effect. The gaps got too big in between us. They were picking the ball up in gaps, turning and running at us, and we haven't really allowed teams to do that. So we got to look at the training, we got to look at the way we went into this and fix it for sure.
How important is it to not allow things from this game to snowball to become bigger issues down the line?
I don't think there's any of that. I think we just had a poor night. We've collectively gotten better over the last couple of months. You know, we're still getting healthy, still getting fit. Tonight I left Darwin on because he needed 90 minutes because we got to put it on his leg. So I think we'll learn from this, and the guys are not happy for sure.
Last question. Obviously, now 2 losses in this competition, 2 games left against Loudoun on the road and then Greenville home in July. How do you approach this competition and go about it from here on out?
Yeah, we're out of this thing. I think we would have had to win tonight and win out to have a chance. So we'll evaluate. There's some guys here that need some more minutes. You know, Daniel and Beckett got some valuable minutes tonight. You know, Axel and Andrew got in there. So, you know, we need to get some guys some minutes so that they can help us down the line. And again, having 5 guys that would start on this team out and injured right now, they're getting close to being healthy. We need them to healthy so that so we can make a run.
And last thing, we saw Darwin go down on the ground late. Any update on him or anything like that?
Darwin's good. Dakota got bumped. He's got a little bit of a knock. I mean, these guys have played a lot of games. You know, we rewarded the guys that have been winning games, and I think we were just a little bit knackered tonight.
All right, Ollie, can you talk to us about this game? Like, what were some of the things that were right? What are some of the things that were wrong in this game, in this cup game?
Yeah, I mean, we came out. We know it's going to be a tough game. Obviously, playing a team above a division above is going to be always tough. But I think we should have came out a little bit with a little bit more intensity. We had some guys dinged up, but I feel like guys gave out everything they had. You win some games, you lose some games. I feel like right now it's time to just focus on the league. As much as we wanted to do well in the cup, but I think our biggest focus is obviously do well in the league, and we've been doing pretty well, winning the last 3 games. So I think just focusing on the league and try to get the points next games.
You play in the midfield, you kind of sweep up and give the ball back to Niels and Darwin and those guys and whatnot. Can you just speak like how important is your role and why arguably your vision is probably the best trait of your game?
Yeah, I mean, I always tell the coaches I like doing like I'm so much more into doing kind of the dirty work in the field and letting the guys do their thing, like guys like Nels, Darwin, who are like a lot better than me on the ball. So I kind of just like doing my part as defensively, break things down in the middle and kind of just let the guys do what they're better at. And yeah, I mean, I feel like defensively, I try to attribute as much as I can in the midfield and trying to break things down for the team and kind of just be the anchor for them. But like I said, I just like giving the ball, like do my part and kind of just let the guys do what they're better at, just dribble ball and be more creative.
Did you have a moment at all during tonight's game where you were just like, oh, I see why some of these guys are in the USL Championship?
Honestly, I didn't really rate anybody on their team better than ours. I feel like they were maybe better as a group, but not individually. I think a lot of our guys on our team have a lot of experience. Everybody on the team can play at that level. It's just us coming out. I feel like we just had to come out a little bit better with better energy. It wasn't like they were better us individually. I think they just brought a better game together as a team than we did. But individually, I don't really rate them any better, any of us.
I don't know if you know this all, but have you heard your song in the Section O yet?
I have not, no.
I just want you to know you're a fan favorite, but can you just speak about how it is to have a whole supporter section sing your name constantly for the good performance you put in there?
Yeah, I mean, I haven't heard the song yet, but Honestly, it's amazing coming out here. Even what was the last game against Independence? In the rain, everybody was still out here. Like, it's just amazing seeing the community come out here and showing their support week by week. Honestly, regardless of the score, and it's like amazing. Honestly, it gives us players like a lot more energy. Just looking to the stand and seeing so many people just cheering our name, cheering our team name, and just rooting for us the whole game, nonstop, no matter what the score is, 1-0, 2-0, whatever it is. They never disappoint. So it's very heartwarming.
All right, Dak, first on the side of this, let's get your thoughts on tonight's game and thoughts on the rest of this competition going forward.
Yeah, I mean, I would just would have liked to start a little bit more on the front foot tonight. Not that I think the energy wasn't there, but they had a good string early on to maintain and to start to gain some footing in the game, which I don't think we were quite ready for. But I thought it's a good team. It's a good team in championship. It's a team that's gonna, I think if they come out of this group, I think they'll contend for it. So props to them. They were the better team tonight. For me, we just got to keep going. Use those next two Prinx Cup games as games to get better and to work on things that we want to get better at that point.
Obviously, we saw you went down late in the second half. Any word on what might happen, or?
Yeah, just knee buzz. We're good.
Obviously, I don't know if you know the record or not, but kickers have never won in Chattanooga. How excited are you guys looking to kind of reversing that trend as you just did it against Greenville?
We're 3 on the trot on the league, so we're just going to keep pushing the momentum there. We know that Chattanooga is a difficult place historically for the Richmond Kickers to go to, but this is a group that's been leaning into those types of environments, those types of settings, those types of games. And, back it up against the wall, there's no team in the league that I back more than us.
Obviously, we know that you're a big player on energy and effort and whatnot. And how much of this game do you go back and tell your teammates, like, hey, we can't drop our standards because we've seen what happens when we do?
Yeah, we sorted that already.